I also wanted to talk about the PvP players having prio in items from PvE that are good for PvP, because this has been an ongoing debate with all the guilds I've been talking to, and with my guild that I love today at the moment, and that I have an insane environment in that guild, and I'm grateful for all the guildmates I have. And it's not sure that I will get a prio, because it's up to them, and I didn't communicate in sometimes properly to them, respecting them, when potentially there are people open to hear me, my arguments, and that is something to recognize, obviously. But there was one question here, because there were guild members that with low rating were asking for a pure PvP item, which is the necklace of the Morgwintail Walker, which is an item that is useless for PvE totally and is only useful for PvP. And I asked for that for the players who played Arena and were above 2k3 or something. And obviously my guildmates asked for, okay mate, we killed the boss as same as you. Totally right, totally late. And here is up to the philosophy of the guild how they want to assess this issue. But I'm here to state my point. Is my opinion, my point, okay? You rather take it or not, it's up to you. Why players at higher rating should get prio on pure PvP items, and then we will talk about PvE items that are good both for PvE and PvP. But this was a PvE item that was only good for PvP, not for PvE, not for both. And let's talk first about this kind of items, which is the PvE items only good for PvP. Stick to that point. And the main argument here why higher rated players should get prio on that item is because the learning curve. What is this argument of the learning curve? If you are at high rating, you have less space to learn. You have less to learn than a person that is at 1600 rating. And if you ask me, I would say yes, a person that is on the rating has shown more interest in PvP and more involvement in that. And I can tell this with proofs in my hand. We reached 1950 rating in 3s with 3 people with 200 resilience each, with not even enchants on weapons. Okay? So it's like, if you learn, if you practice, if you put involvement, you're gonna climb despite items. Obviously, the items are gonna improve the performance in lower ratings. But the one that is at the top of the ladder has less chances to improve by learning, and has proved in some kind of way, objectively talking, that he has more involvement and more interest and more learning than others. I don't know if you're watching Riva these days, but Riva with 0 hair mage is climbing high. So that proves that without hair you can grow. And that's why I think that in order to get prio in pure PvP items that drop in PvE, you should prove some interest and real involvement in PvP. And you really want to do that for your hardcore PvP players in your guild. Okay? Let's make a point here between the following point, which is, if you have a PvP player in your guild that is only asking for PvE items and is not a good raider, fuck him. I'm talking a PvP player that has the same involvement or better than your best raider. Okay? So let's stick to this situation, this example, don't take out of context. Imagine we are talking about a PvE raider that also tryhards PvP. And now let's talk about what I think about PvP items that are both good for PvP and PvE. This is really up first to the guild, and then in some kind of way the PvP player, the only thing that has to offer is his involvement, that has to be evaluated by the officers if they have loot coins or whatever. And then if he wants more items, the only thing that he can offer to their mates is to be a good killmate, or if the officers agree, to offer some pure PvP items prio for them. Nevertheless, when you expose this topic, usually what I found is like, okay, so you're gonna get PvP items for PvP when we only do PvE here, or when this guild is for PvE. So I don't want that. And what you find at the very end is an hostility from some PvE players. To that point, even it's not going to happen, or even it will happen, will be in a fair way. Okay? There are some other players that really understand, okay mate, you want this prime in the city? No problem, take it, what the fuck, this is an easy game. But there are some PvE players that is like, oh, this is a treat for my recognition, the only recognition I have for this involvement in the game. And I have to put a red line to that. And it's sad, the psychology that is behind that. But we have to accept, because it's late. It's late. It's late. If a PvE raider is raiding, then he can expect the fair looting, like all of the rest raiders. Even though I don't know, because sometimes you perceive that you are like invading their space, when at the very end it's like asking if you are open to mate, if I prove myself worthy of it, to consider my PvPs with the PvE items, and if you see an item is dropping and the loot coins will give it to you, can you ask officers, okay, can we give prio for the PvP mate and he will give me another good PvE items for me, which is at the end of the day the same. And actually, for example, mates, you only need like 5 PvE items and you have 16 items in the whole hair, 16. So at the very end, you are kinda open to give prio for 11 items and only asking for 5. Obviously, if you are a good raider, the guild will want to keep you, and that will be at the very end of the loot council. So the intention of talking about this is because it's an intense debate, okay? And I want you to share your thoughts, and please don't make shitty comments. Please. WoW community is a mature community that knows how to expose arguments, okay? Don't make shitty comments, okay? Expose your arguments. How do you think we can help PvP players in the situation, and I stick to the sample, that have the same involvement as the best PvE raider in your guild. Okay? And how would you change the mind, or try to open the mind of a PvE player that when you say this, is not like he just says, okay, mate, I respect your position, but I'm not considering it, or maybe I consider, but I don't want to compromise because I put my involvement here and all of that. Okay? This is fair, this is more than legit. But it's like for some PvE players, it's like a reason for them, I don't know, to punish you, or like give you back your aggression to their space. When at the very end, if you have listened what a same PvP player, a fair PvP player rating for PvE items, what he's saying is, I only need 5, I can give you prio in 11, this will be all talked, this will be linked to my compromise with the guild, with my rating, and if I'm a good guildmate to you. And that's it. Also, there's the point in favor of PvE players, which I have to recognize, and I say directly, that I'm putting them in a discomfort situation. Because I'm 1 out of 25. Who the hell am I? That's true. There, PvE players have the reason why they need to listen to this and feel uncomfortable. They are fucking right here. They are fucking right here. Fucking right, 100%. So I've been reflecting about that point, and maybe the only thing that I will do in the future is like, okay, that's my PvP piece. If some mate wants to help me, that's it. But I will never talk about this in order to don't make you feel uncomfortable, because you don't deserve it. And maybe I just post once each phase in Discord. That's it. I don't talk anymore, because you are not better or worse guildmate because of helping me or not. And that's not fair that I'm making you feel uncomfortable because of me asking this, and that we have to make this debate. And that's fucking true. So let me know your thoughts, because this is really an intense debate, and please, let's make it. In my channel, I'm gonna only allow serious comments that gives proper angles to the situation. I want to hear comments in favor, comments opposed to this, but properly stated. Okay? The rest, there are not going to be bad comments in the channel. Okay? Or city comments. And that was it.